right? So 2018 was when I said, you know what? I have all this experience doing production. I have this studio already. And I left my job. I had to do music full time. Pumping would have opened the door. But nah, boy, made people take us seriously.
Song of the year
You
2016.
cannot forget it. Hey, let's kind of blend soca, Trinidad culture with the trap music at the point in time now.
But the icing on the cake, the two cherries on the top of the cake, would have been
For us soca's
Like Yourself
and Come Home.
and Come Home.
We ended up playing the demo for Come Home. And Nailah and Nansen heard it once and they fell in love with it from jump.
All right, guys, Heat Seekers, we are back. We are here with none other than and I could say this and not like, this is my brother for real. We go way back years. A multi-talented producer in multiple genres, an award-winning producer as well, a son of the soil representing for Sweet Sweet TNT, none other than Explicit boy. Is this see my brother? XplicitMevon is here. How everything going?
Everything is good, man. Blessed and highly favored.
We getting ready for the 2025 carnival. How is the preparation treating you so
Well,
far?
I mean, we work real hard for the year now, but I think we deserve a party at the end of it all, you know.
All right, well, before we get to the party, right here we want to tell the story of your come up and your growth in the industry. And on Heat Seekers, we like to talk about the projects that would have taken you from different steps of your career. And we starting at the very, very beginning with the hip hop movement in Trinidad that you played a big, crucial part in. Big shouts to Pardy and Young Rod one time.
For sure.
Pioneers in the industry. We had to give them their flowers and show them that love. So tell me, how did you meet these brothers and how did these projects come about?
Yeah.
So which one you want to start with? Pumping first.
I could talk about how I met them because that relationship was not a musical one. I would have met them in my personal life, but I met, well, Marcus was our socialite and is our socialite. So I would have known Marcus through Pardy, by the way, through multiple mutual friends. And we have the same circles and we would have lined in many spaces together and things. So I always knew him. And then when he started doing music, it was a little bit before I started to produce, right? So I knew that he started doing music and we started doing like little freestyles and hip hop stuff now. So because of that, we started to work on simple recordings for mixtapes and stuff. And around the same time, and when I used to work ministry, I used to work ministry at tertiary education way back then. And Rod started working there for a short period of time for the summer. And that's when I met Rod. And we developed a close friendship. And then obviously Rod was always rapping and that kind of stuff, doing freestyles as well. And at the point in time, hip hop was the dominant genre in the country and I guess in the world at the point in time. So everybody was more rapping and Hardy was doing dancehall thing and he kind of connected the dots on a musical thing now. So one day, I believe Hardy came at me to do a freestyle on Otis. And I was like, I called Rod. I was like, yo, we vibing in the studio here, what the for? And we just ended up doing the song called Dotish.
Wait, so did you introduce them?
I did for that song. Because
and they went on to do multiple collabs after.
the vibe was just right. I was the person with the beats and the studio, and Hardy living in the valley, Rod living in the valley, everybody 5 minutes away. It just made sense, number one. We had a good working relationship and a personal relationship, so we were actually friends, you know. So it just became, from that, we just continue working so much. So we used to have weekly studio sessions, like organized in our calendars. Every week we'd be in the studio and we'd just be working, chiming out hits after hits after hits. So, though before my computer crashed, bro, I think we have like a double CD of songs that was just
Unreleased?
Unreleased.
Cha boy. So would you say that hip hop was your first entry into production?
Correct. Correct. Because the thing is, a lot of people don't know this, is that when I was going to school, I started off as a DJ with Adam, DJ Adam. Shout out to DJ Adam.
Big up DJ
You know,
Adam, explicit.
as a teenager, being a DJ was the cool thing. And we started off DJing and doing remixes and that kind of stuff. And then from then, I learned how to make beats, or started on Fruity Loops 3. And I get Fruity Loops 3 and I was building little beats and making remixes. And when we do house parties and stuff, I would play my little remixes in the dance. And people going mad, hey, never heard that beat before. And little crossovers and things now. And that's when I like, yo, I really like that now. I enjoy making my own music more than playing somebody else's own.
So production was your favorite form of expression.
Correct. I was always involved in music. I always loved music now, boy. You know, so that is when I really started to do the production side of things. But before that, as I said, like in school, hip hop was the thing.
Right.
I used to rap. Dog. I have an album.
How many songs?
About 15.
Of you
Me rapping.
on your produced
2004, right after I leave school, dog.
You could find one or two of them songs.
I probably have it in my Dropbox.
All right, we're going to play one right here. We jump on one right
We
We're playing one of them right here. Just a little 10
Baby
seconds.
girl, all you gotta do is holler back. If you can't stand the position, take a minute, take a breath, now listen to the beat go.
With hip hop being a major part of your inspiration, getting into production and writing, etc., who were some of the artists you would have been looking up to?
50 Cent, for sure. For real? 2003, at the timing. That time 50 Cent was dominating, bro. I mean,
I don't know what you're about.
Though I had a big 50 Cent poster at G-Unit.
Everything.
G-Unit everything, bro. I was a big 50, and still is up to this day. The weird thing is, like, I appreciate all genres of music, so I really like R&B too now. And I'm a big Usher fan. When Usher come down, I was in the dance. You understand?
But you're not a troll like 50.
No, I'm not a true.
You're not that bad.
Another
The musical side.
The musical side. I really read 50, I really read Eminem. At the point in time, who else was big? Before 50 kind of kill off Ja Rule. Ja Rule was dominating. So I like that Jay-Z.
And Ja Rule,
Nas.
the melodies too.
Correct. He kind of made, before Drake make this kind of commercial singing hip hop,
Singer.
Ja Rule was the man though.
Yeah, Ja Rule was the groovy man.
Ja Rule was the groovy.
He was
the groovy hip.
He was the groovy hip hop man. And his groovy hits.
And his groovy hits.
Real groovy
His groovy hits. And his collabs.
And his
He made collabs cool. With Ashanti and this one, dog, come on. So I used to listen to all of that. So I grew up on the Ja Rule, the 50 Cent, the Eminem, the Jay-Z, the Nas. Like, that's who I grew up on that way.
So then you could probably say that influence of hip hop with the melodies would have kind of probably helped.
And my love for R&B music,
And
correct.
my love for R&B would have helped.
Would have definitely influenced my
With
style.
your groovy.
Correct.
To come later on.
100%.
Any interesting stories behind Pumpin' and Nah Boy? I put those
Right.
two songs so synonymous because
Yeah.
they came out at similar times.
Yeah, back to back.
They were both collabs.
Yeah.
With the same artist, of course.
Yeah.
And they both had a similar bounce now.
Yeah.
You was here and the two. So here was the scene Nah Boy. Right here with my team Nah Boy. What was the inspiration or stories behind those hits?
Well, as I said, the Otis freestyle was the genesis of the Marka, the Young Rod combination, right? And from there, we realized that it worked because we do all the music video, it was kicks, it was fun. And then it was like, yeah, let's do an original piece. And I had this beat called Pumpin', right? I had the beat before. And Hans the Veens, right? He was managing Simba Mani at the time.
Right.
And he came by me to play beats or something like that. And I played it for him. And Simba came up with the chorus. Simba had a song on the beat. And his verse is actually the third verse on the song.
Right.
And the song wasn't finished, but we had that little verse now. And Hans is who came up with the idea called Pumpin' because the beat name was Pumpin'. And he's like, dog, the melody going dun, 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 dun. He's like, what is this? Pumpin'? And he gave us an idea, and Simba did it. And then at the same time, as I said, we had Hardy and Rod in the picture now. So I invited them on the session, not at the same time, but they came and wrote their verses, And then I was like, yo, well, I have this verse from Simba. Well, you think about putting Simba on it too. Because Simba was kind of the first person to touch it now, boy.
Yeah, to grace it,
You
yeah.
know? And then everybody was on it.
Yeah.
And Simba was like, cool. I introduced them to Simba and the vibes was just good too. And Pumping was born. And so much so we shoot a video again.
So big up Hans Divines
They got hands for sure.
for giving them a
I don't
little
even know if you remember that.
for giving them a little bit of the idea. You see, that's why I always want to be.
I have footage that I know. Rockus is a man was in the studio when we was doing that song too.
Big up Hans, big up Simba, big up all the hands involved in this project. And yeah, I didn't know his hands give a piece of that chorus.
Yeah, the melody for Pumping was hands.
Hands check them fellas for your royalties, yeah?
But once again, it's people who live in around, dog. Rockus was living in the valley. Hans living in the Vale, on Solution Road. Rod living in Alice Glen. Hardy living in the valley too. So everybody was close.
So it could have happened fast.
Yeah.
Basically.
It meant activate one time.
So then coming out of Pumping, nah, boy, would have just been a
But
similar.
when we realize, wait now.
You need a
We onto something here.
Right.
And the idea behind it was how Hardy said, you know how like Dipset and them had Oh Boy? Oh Boy, oh boy, where's Oh Boy right through?
Yeah.
And like Cash Money Millionaires had where it's like the word just repeating that.
Yeah.
We came up with the idea to do a Trinidad version of that.
Okay.
So it was like, hey, let's kind of blend soca, Trinidad culture with the trap music at the point in time now. So we was looking for like a phrase that was synonymously Trini, you know, and easier to say. I was like, he say nah boy all the time, nah boy. You know? So you see
Exactly.
nah boy, you know? And that's what we came up with the idea.
And would you say Nah Boy was bigger than Pumping?
Nah boy was definitely bigger than Pumping.
Why?
Because people took us seriously after Nah boy.
What was your metrics? Like the song played more than money?
Yeah, for
played
sure. We got more
party?
opportunities. I made more money from Nah boy too. Pumping would have
Open the door.
would have opened the door, but Nah boy made people take us seriously. We would have stepped the game up in the music video too.
Right.
We would have gotten a lot more sponsorship and thing. People would have give us money and thing. Them fellas and them had deals with Belly and thing, bro.
My goodness.
Yeah, we get deals with Solera.
So
We get real things from that, bro.
So Pumping opened the doors and Nah Boy kind of solidify your place in the game.
Correct.
And then from there now, there was another collab with another artist.
Yeah. Jimmy October, Isaac Trini.
Isaac Trini.
Isaac Trini.
How did Isaac Trini come about now? I'm guessing you just were following up on the already recent success. How did that come about?
Well,
And
once again,
how did Jimmy come into the
right.
fold?
Right. So remember I said earlier on that we had weekly sessions all the time. So we were just grinding. We had real ideas, real concepts, real demos. And I actually came up with the idea for the Isaac Trini hook. I had the whole melody, the lyrics, everything. And I was like, yo, I had this beat and I think Jimmy had now dropped the song with Anson, Winning. Jimmy had now dropped Winning with Anson. So Jimmy had now kind of bust on the scene. And I was like, yo, and I think Rod and Jimmy were friends. So Rod, I believe, or I think it's Rod, made the connection with me. You understand? So I think that is how Jimmy came on board. So when I say we brought him to the studio, we played the song and the idea for him. And them time Jimmy was rolling with Naj and thing. I think Naj came in the studio at the same time too. And everybody felt the vibe of the song now. And it was an easy yes. It was an easy yes. Them times it is just as a small community of people doing this now. You know, Nebula was now kind of on the way out or kind of dipping, or I guess their personal lives are kind of overtaken. So they wasn't really popular at the point in time, or at least trending at the point in time. So there was a new wave of people coming in, you know, the Rion Elbons, the Jimmy Octobers, the J Naj, the NZs. That was the wave of people coming up now, boy.
There was a whole week.
You know, so then, though we have songs with all these people. That unreleased.
Unreleased?
Unreleased. We have a song with Nebula, unreleased. We have a song with Rion, unreleased. Song with Inzi, unreleased. We have songs with who else was trending at the point in time? Well, Jimmy came out.
And you get them, you save them things?
I had them on my job box.
Okay, thank you, Father. So that was your introduction into the game of production through hip-hop music and through local hip-hop music.
Trap so.
Before we move on, I want to mention arguably your biggest hip-hop hit to date, the Tida Anthem.
I mean, we can't forget it.
Song of the Year! Song of the Year 2016!
We cannot forget it.
Hip Hop Road Max 2016. Matida. Recording this room right here. Right here. So tell us how you met Aaron Fingal then, and how did the Tida Anthem come about?
How did I meet you, boy? We have a lot of mutual friends.
We would have real mutual
Yeah, real
friends.
mutual friends.
Definitely DJ Adam.
Yeah.
And then I also I have been friends with Young Red for a long time too. Right. So
We had a lot of mutual friends.
we had a lot of mutual friends. And then I just remember it was probably around like maybe the year after Naboy and all of that success. And me being at that time a hip hop head too, I on Drake, I on the hip hop artist and thing at the time. The Tidas right now was the most important car on the road. It was the most popular car, they calling them wet man and them kind of things.
Yeah.
And I was like, this need a song, boy. A song how this will catch. And I think in hip hop and music.
We could have connected on Facebook, I believe. That's what
It had been one of them places was I reach out and I say nah boy. And I say nah boy. And I, being honest, I was real surprised that you were so open to the collab now, to doing the project, because I thinking, well, I don't really have a musical background other than MC, and I know start MC in a couple of years. So I was like, let me see if he say yeah, or if I can find a free beat online or something. You was like, yeah, dog. And
Let me go one time.
you send me 6 or 7 songs.
And they said this is one here.
I think I come in the studio here and I say I feel this the one here. And we put on the chorus in the first session.
Yeah.
The chorus, I think the chorus and the first verse happened in the first section.
Correct.
Like it just we just finished that
It
fast.
was instant.
And then I think I just had to come back one day to do the last
verse.
last verse.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us thought it was going
No.
to go.
Once again, it was just fun at the point in time. I remember I was working, so music wasn't necessarily the main source of income for me at the point in time. It was definitely a hobby that I enjoyed. And I enjoyed learning too now, because I was not still young in the game. So learning how to record, still building the studio and fixing it up in terms of equipment, all these different things. So and learning how to build beats, so I mean I was always building beats, but I was learning still. I didn't know everything. Still don't know everything. But it was definitely fun for me. Like to me, I enjoy that side of production the most, the creative side. Writing songs, making beats. When it comes to the mixing and mastering, it's kind of get technical and it becomes very serious now. I enjoy the beginnings of brainstorming and coming up with concepts and coming up and writing the songs and like structuring the song and actually carving through now, boy. I feel like that is the creative genius that makes a hit. I enjoy that process the most.
Would you say that between hip hop, parang, soca, the different genres, that kind of way you structure songs, is it somewhat similar between the genres?
To me, yeah. I mean, I don't think any of them have any specific rules that they follow. You need a good chorus in all songs. So to me, once we have a good chorus, we're good to go. Some songs are like R&B and stuff, they can't just jump into a chorus. Some songs, like Parang too, they kind of tell the story, and lead to the chorus. And then there's some soca songs where you had to start with the chorus one time. Hip hop, same thing, it might start with the chorus one time because you don't necessarily need to tell a story, It doesn't need to build to anything. It could just start. If it's a club banger, like pumping, you just start one time. Nah, boy, start one time. Nah, this ain't nah, boy, one time.
I like how you say some songs need certain things and some songs need other elements. So I want to use that to transition into, I want to call you the Parang DJ Khaled right now. Because some of them may not know. First of all, a lot of the fans and viewers at home may know you for the big soca hits, which we're going to get to.
Right.
But some of them may not know about your hip-hop history.
Right.
And then some also may not know that you are actually behind some of the biggest Parang songs of recent times.
Correct.
So big shouts to our brother Rome.
Big up, bro. It's
Big
bro.
up Rome. It's Rome! Big up Rome and the team. You would have been behind Apu, producing Nailah, the collaboration,
Annie.
Destra, the collaboration,
With Nailah.
recent, and then of course what we could say is arguably the biggest song, Ponani.
Yeah.
So tell us about how Ponani, tell us how the Ponani.
Well, I could even start about how I met Rome, because once again, Rome would have been a socialite and a promoter at the point in time, but it was through Hardy. So the hip hop would have led its way into that relationship because of they went CIC together.
Right, okay.
So Roman and Marcus went CIC together, and he was who made the connection because Rome, I believe, had mentioned to him that he wanted to do a Parang song or something like that, and I just kind of dabble in the music because I am, as I said, a son of the soil. I am 100% Trini. I love my culture. I would embrace all aspects of my culture. Now, I grew up in a real Christmas house. So my mother would be playing Parang music and painting and full works. I grew up in that kind of household.
Pastel, hand
Yeah,
painted,
everything. House smelling like paint.
Right.
You understand? Like that is the kind of household I grew up in. So once again, I didn't take it seriously. I was just doing this for fun and vibes and testing it out, trying it. And then Rome came about and he wanted to do a Parang song. The first song I did with him was a song called Liquor. That was a rhythm I had called Naughty or Nice Rhythm. All the songs is naughty, by the way. But hey, it was a nice play on the Christmas theme, Naughty or Nice, that kind of thing. And when that came out, it blew up as well. And just like the hip hop scene was like, hey, well, what we gonna do next year? You know, so we took it a little more serious after that. And I had the beat for Annie because, as I said, I enjoy making beats. So I called my partner, Gregory, who he's a guitarist. So Gregory came and we was putting down ideas and riffs for a Parang song. It was just a Parang beat at the point in time. And then closer to Christmas rooms, like, hey, what you have for me, boy? Like, you work on something for this Christmas season. And I played them the beats. So we was vibing it. And we came up with the idea. When I was in ministry, there was a lady who used to pass around and selling like sweet bread and own and sugar cake and all kind of thing. And at that time, my mom really loved pone, by the way, right?
Right.
So I wanted to buy a piece of pone for my mother to go home with. And I was like, I didn't know the lady name. So I was like, hey, what's the pone lady name? But anybody see the pone lady for the day? And I was like, I don't know what made exist. I was like, it'd be real funny if her name was Annie. And everybody was like, what do you mean, boy? I was like, Pone Annie. And my co-workers at the time was dying with laughter. It's like, the real ship with it. And I was like, hey, that might be a real good song. So I put down the melody for the song. And when I came back, I tried to like tweak it to the beat now. And I had it there as a voice note. I think I still have that. I could probably play that for you in the podcast.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So, and I had it and I played for Rome. And Rome was like, hell no. It's like my mother would kill me because I grew up in a church going household in Arima. My mother will flip if I sing this song.
Good Rome, boy.
Good Rome from Arima, from Malabar.
Mother good son.
But a
Rome,
good
boy.
son. He was like,
Hey.
no. Anyways, Madman Mevon say, come now, boy, let me do it. And we vibe it. And the more we go down in the song, the more Rome pulling back. Like, boy, this doubting. And my mom happened to pass and she hears vibing something else. And she's like, oh, they changed all them right now. They're not singing the porn song again. And he was like, Auntie, what you think of the song, boy? She know, I find it nice. I find it, I find it's a nice song. And from that, Rome was like, well, boy, if the older heads like it, let me go with it. And my mom was the person who convinced Rome to sing Annie. And from there, we created the monster. That is Rome.
So big up auntie. Moms, without you,
Yeah, and the lady in work who's selling porn.
and the lady in work selling the porn.
I remember she named Annie.
Annabella.
Annabelle.
She named
Antoinette.
Antoinette. Annie for short. Annie in the office, big up you. Mom's outside there, big up you. You see, sometimes you just need, I don't want to
Divine intervention.
divine intervention. I don't want to call it validation, but I always, when having these conversations, I always be like, boy, is really take one or two people in your ears telling you that this has a hit, for you to really put that extra energy. But it could either go really
wrong, yeah.
or it could be wrong now. Yeah. And I think that's the magic in music now. Like you really don't know
never know.
until the public really catch it.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Dog,
right.
and when that song came out, bro, it was like almost instant. It was like people, because you're accustomed to hearing certain double meaning songs and people recycling the same kind of puns now. But this one was it was so original.
Right.
And then the way in which he wrote the song, it was so youthful now. It was modern. It was a parang song it has good melodies, it has a good story, and it was modern, it was youthful. It didn't feel like long time parang. It felt
It's like
cool.
a modern twist on what we know and love in our Christmas music.
So it was refreshing to the public now. And then on top of that, Rome have an image and that kind of thing. So it worked. And then anybody know Rome? Rome is a real kicks man. He's a real serious guy too, but he's a real kicks man. He's a real soulfish, as they say. He could fall in anywhere and be friends with anybody. Really like to laugh and have a good time and things. So his personality matched the song now. So he was able to sell it. And I think that really gave him the confidence to continue, because I remember the first time we performed that song, my mom had friends who were people in a parang band, and she went a line and I went to pick up. And I was like, Rome, what you doing, boy? It's a Rima. I was like, I know Rima in a parang here, boy. Yo, come and sing the song. Well, Rome come through, unrehearsed, parang band, let's pick up the chords, and Rome mash up the dance on the pavement.
Well, that's the beauty of
And
music.
that is when we realized, bro, we have something here, we have something here.
And that's what I give all the strength to do
The
more
confidence, for
more
sure,
songs.
For sure.
And then here we are now is Room in concert.
Rome selling out.
All right.
Back in Rome. Yeah.
All right. And also on the parang as well, we had a big up with brother Wilkie.
Big up Wilkie.
Big up Russell.
Big up Russell. Russell is our next one who gets breakthrough me too in terms of the parang, because that same rhythm with Liquor, which is my first parang rhythm, was second. I had the explicit Christmas rhythm with Hardy and them.
Right.
That was where it really started. But with Rome, it was that Naughty or Nice rhythm. And then Wilkie came afterwards and jumped on the rhythm with Happiness.
Right. Big song.
You know Happy and that part to play with that song?
How?
Happy was all of them was in Scotch at the time. Yeah. And Happy was the person who was like, yeah, dog, come and do it. And Haji, it was like, dog, Wilkie, want to do this song? We come across and we do it and thing. And yeah, that's how that song came about. But Happy was pushing it. I think Happy is a writer on that song. Yeah, I believe Happy in the credits. I think so.
Big up Happy.
Yeah.
With his credits.
Yeah.
Happy has done a lot behind the scenes in entertainment.
Yeah.
And these are why we have to tell these stories.
Yeah.
People would never know what really does be happening and things. So big up everybody involved in these projects. And big up your brother Wilkie with HYMC and
Happiness.
Big songs. Check them out if you don't know them. And now, from the parang, we are going into
Soca.
the Mecca.
The Mecca.
The Mecca.
The Mecca.
The Mecca. We in the Mecca. So hip hop, Parang, and now we coming into the soca now. What was the guiding light, or what made you decide, all right, you know what? Is it just natural progression? You're looking around and you're saying, all right, if I want to make a little bit more money, we in the land of carnival and soca. Is this the time to go into soca? What pushed you?
I could give you the timeline. At the hip hop stuff would have been 2012, 2013 around there. And then Punani and the Parang stuff was 2016, 2017. And all this time I was working. 2018, I left my job. Right? So 2018 was when I said, you know what? I have all this experience doing production. I have the studio already. And I left my job. I had to do music full time. And anybody knows you can't live on Parang money for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Hip hop was dying. I needed to adapt and pivot. And when the land of carnival, steel pan, calypso, soca, I started to learn the game. I always love carnival and
You used
soca
to play
music.
mass and go to
Always
fest
play
and
mass.
things, right?
My birthday is February 17, bro. I born in this.
Right.
I born in carnival, dog. You understand? So
For
as I said, I am a true definition of son of the soil. Christmas, I in the Parang. Carnival, I in the fets. But as a youth, I grew up listening to hip hop and R&B. So I in that too. The club was clubbing back then. You understand? And in the clubs, it was hip hop and R&B running it and dancehall. You understand? So I grew up listening to everything. And then, as I said, DJ background. I used to pay attention to every kind of genre of music. So my knowledge in music was vast. You know, so I used to pay attention to everything. And I used to party. I still do. You know, so I learned, when I left my job, I said I needed to learn the game of how to survive in the industry. And I couldn't do hip hop music to do that. And Parang definitely was a seasonal thing. So I knew that soca was the way to really keep me afloat and to survive. However, during that time, I would have still known and been fans of the Casey's and the Precisions, Nikolai, Kits, all of these, Kyle, everybody. I was like friends with them on social media, but not like close now. And then I got invited to certain producer meetings and groups and these kind of things. And slowly I started to develop relationships with them. And I started to like pick their brain and work with them, ask for advice and that kind of stuff. So I slowly learned the business and the game of soca, because making beats was easy for me. And as you rightfully said earlier, my love for R&B and hip hop would have influenced my style and my sound in making beats. So I brought that to soca. So the groovy soca was where I kind of started and saying
The melody.
the melodies and the cuteness and that kind of thing. And then I started to develop the drums and that kind of stuff. So it took me, we're 2025 now, 7 years to really reach and kind of, I don't want to say master, but reach where I am now in terms of understanding the
Developing
soca,
your sound.
my sound.
Right.
You know, so
So
throughout then, as I said, the relationships that I would have built and the network that I would have built with people like Casey Phillips, Nikolai Green, Kit Israel, Kyle Phillips, definitely shape me as a producer, as a soca producer. Because as I said, I learned the business and I also learned a lot of technical things from them too now. And on top of that, I would have got a lot of exposure to the soca artists themselves, soca writers, learning how, because in hip hop and Parang, the artists writing their own song. In soca, you're sending beats to writers cutting demos, and you're pitching songs to artists. So that's a model that I had to get familiar with. So all of these things is things that I had to learn when I left my job. You know, so
because jumping out, leaving a job and
a secure job.
Leaving a secure job and working on your own
Yeah.
in an industry that
It's very volatile.
very volatile, you know. It could be hot, it could be cool. Like, I mean, anything as an entrepreneur, but
Correct.
soca in particular and carnival is a very volatile industry. So that must have been a little bit nervous for you. So tell me about your first rhythm, the good old rhythm.
Yeah. Well, it so happened that when I left, that was, I say, the end of 2018. So Carnival 2019, Adam would have put me on to Blacks. So big up and rest in peace to Blacks, you know. I would have done a song for Blacks that 2019 year that went on his album. It wasn't really released. And it was actually with Vaughn, right? A song called Keep It, right? The song didn't go anywhere because the song was on his album. But from that, I developed a relationship with Blacks. And then I went to band rooms, the rehearsals and stuff with them when they were doing these songs, and I met the musicians, I met Vaughn, and I met other soca artists and things by going to Roy K band room and thing now with Adam and Blacks and things. So that definitely the network that I would have built because of that song I did with Blacks definitely helped my network in terms of the production side of things now. So I did that song, and then this is the end of 2019 now. I had the Rome now became casted for the Girls Cruise show on VH1. And Rome was like, bro, let's do a project to see if we could pitch the songs to the show, because I am a cast member of the show, and it is based in the Caribbean. So we were looking for something to get that has that kind of island vibe and things. So we did the rhythm together, and we was like, it was supposed to be one song, Rome song, and then we was like, Rome ain't really known any soca thing like that yet now. So let's make it a rhythm and put other people and kind of lean on their strength now. So I had a relationship with Blacks. So I reached out to Blacks. Blacks hear the beats, and he liked it. I reached out to some writers, big up Jonesy. They wrote the song, sent it to Blacks. Blacks is like, yeah, one time, come on, cut the song. So I had Rome and I had Blacks. Rome reached out to Turner Management at the point in time. That was 9 Mine. And 9 Mine liked the song, Turner's write his own music. So they end up writing that thing and come back and it's like, yeah, done. Turner on board. Send it to Ola. Rome reached out to Ola because he had a more relationship with the artist. Reach out to Ola. Ola love it. Ola write the song. Bam. 4 songs, rhythm done. Put it out there. Fast forward, Rome and Blacks end up making it to Soca Monarch Finals 2020 Carnival on that same rhythm. So from there, I was real fortunate. Right?
So you started to see some level of success with the soca.
Correct. So that's why I started off in terms of really making a name for myself now. Throughout that time too, I had a rhythm with Kit called the Tough Spot Rhythm. I didn't mention that earlier. But through that relationship too, I would have had songs with Skinny Fabulous, 5-Star Akil, Nadia Batson, and a guy named J-Wave, right? From Yuhself. And that experience, I would have learned the process of songwriting with Kit, recording, and that's when I really met Aiko and Nadia through that project, you know, and that kind of set the tone for me to do other songs with them.
So that would have been 2019 into 20, 2020 into 21. Pandemic hits now.
Yeah. So as I now learning, bro, instant crash.
So that's what I want to know. So tell me how it feels, because you would have just left
Take
your
this
job.
big leap of faith, leave my job, now learning the game, now building little networks and relationships. Pow, 2020 pandemic.
Did that make you feel
Scared?
scared?
For sure, 100%.
Like, oh God, what kind of decision I make here?
Yeah.
What's going to your mind?
Bummy. Scared, bummy. It was one of those things where it could have make or break you, but fortunately for me, I'm real optimistic now. I always look at the glass as being half full. And because of that, I said to myself, I was like, I have a studio here in my house. You understand? I live here.
Yeah.
I have all the resources I need to make it through. And I said that. And one of my good friends, Chris, he said something to me when I first left my job. And that stuck with me for till now. He's like, bro, one piece of advice I'll tell you is that every time you get up, show up to work. He's like, get up and organize yourself and go to work. He's like, because it's real easy to be complacent. Because I don't have to go anywhere now. I live in this place. My studio is in my house. You understand? He's like, get up and go to work. And that stuck with me. And every morning while I was on the lockdown, dog, I would get up, organize myself, eat, and come and sit down in here and make beats by myself. Every single day.
So in the pandemic, you was in a soup.
Grinding by myself. I said, you know what, dog? I go and make it out of this better than I went in. And next thing that I said to myself is that I look at the pandemic as a reset button. Everybody who had a head start on me had to come down. And everybody started on zero.
Yeah.
And you know what I said to myself? I don't let go and let anybody outwork me now. I was going to make all the beats and make all the connections I could make online. So much so, I never was a gamer. I used to play gaming with boys, go play FIFA, wherever, Call of Duty. And then online gaming was a thing now. And it just so happened that Casey and Nikolai and Kit, or everybody was on to Call of Duty now. So you know what? I started to play Warzone too. And because of that, late hours in the night, we would be playing game, and I was calling it our golf course. Because a lot of songs birthed in that Warzone lobby. Come Home was birthed in a Warzone lobby. Because all of us was in our chat, and he was like, let me do a song together, whatever, send me that. And Kit would have sent me the chords, the dun 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 dun, and I started the beat. And then I sent him back, and then he sent back the melodies. And then he's like, let me send Kyle. Send it to Kyle. So I just saying the inception or the thought of collaborating on stuff came from us playing game. So much so Nikolai and I do many projects together. Kyle and I do many projects together. Kit and I do many projects. Casey mix and master real things. When Casey did his Friday Beats Lime, he would send us links to join for free. Because we are now, my mentors are now my colleagues. You understand? Because of networking. And I said to myself, dog, I'm not coming out of this worse than I was before.
So you hear that, kids? Continue playing Warzone. Keep playing your PlayStation.
No, but it's who you play with. Pause.
Pause.
Big pause. But yeah, your network now. As I say, your network is your network. Is definitely that.
No, facts. That's definitely something I believe for sure. So, you now lay the foundation. You went into the pandemic, grinding. You're putting in that work, you're putting in that effort, you're putting that energy into something that you believe in.
For sure.
And then boom now, Nadia Batson, Sugar Daddy.
Yeah. That was a beat that I wanted to, because nobody anticipated that we wouldn't have no carnival for 2 years. Right? So I
Which
was
is crazy.
Yeah, I was home thinking about 2021 going to carnival. So I build in beats for 2021 because that's what I know.
Yeah.
I know learning the games, so I build in my beats and sending to writers and all the different things to get songs because that's the model. So I working like normal, thinking 2021 pandemic might be a couple months, and we back outside February 2021.
Boy, we was praying this thing was going on done, boy.
As I said, I was optimistic. I never thought that this would go on longer than a few months. So I working anyways, and I had the beat for Sugar Daddy. Mind you, I wanted to pitch this beat to Patrice Roberts. And I had about 2 or 3 different demos that I sent to them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny how this is tying to everything, boy. So I sent it to Warren. They got Warrens. And sent it to the team and everything, and they shut down all the songs. They didn't like none. I say, cool. I kind of get respondent, and I was like, you know what? I'm in a producers group with Iko and everybody now. So, and I tell you, I would have worked with indirectly with Nadia and Iko through the tough spot with them with kids. So I would reach out to them. I was like, yo, all you looking for anything, whatever, whatever. And I send them the beats. So I send them a whole set of beats. Anybody know Mevon send you beats, it is be about 20 at a time. Right? So I sent him a whole double album. And he picked out that and he was like, we taking this. And Nadia sent back Sugar Daddy on the beats. And I was like, okay, well, Patrice lose out. You know, they didn't want the beats. So I was like, cool, Nadia, take it. And Sugar Daddy was it. Sugar Daddy was it.
So we still in the pandemic. A very dark time. A dark time. I give away real pizza in the pandemic, dog. I was going live every day and nothing to do. I get a DJ console. I teach myself to DJ. It was just a lot going on, boy. So we in the pandemic, and the next pandemic song from Explicit, boy, All Houses Road, the pandemic road match. Tell me how that one came about. Big up Bunchy the Viking.
Well, once again, that was a Warzone collaboration. That was me and Nikolai. You know, playing game, and it's like, hey, let me do something together. And I would have started the beat and sent it to him, and Nikolai would have added it. And then Nikolai has a relationship with Galen. And because of that, that's how I get my relationship with Galen after that. So he would have linked Galen and Fayan, sent it to them. And well, they write their own songs.
Right.
So he recorded them, and then All Houses Road was born, and Sleepwalk by Fayan. Simple as that. It was real easy.
So in these Warzone dudes, right? all on headsets.
Of course,
There-
bro. I had to buy a headset and thing.
So what, you're playing songs through the headset or what?
No, there's a lobby before the game actually starts.
Right.
So when you're waiting for the game to start, you're just talking. Even during the game, you're talking.
And then
We'll
you'll
talk.
send the songs after.
Yeah,
phone
send me
and
on WhatsApp one time.
All right, so
yeah.
big up Warzone, big up Nikolai, big up Bungie, big up Fayan and the team. And that would have been the pandemic road match. Right. And then after that, now we also had Room Sono All Now, which might have been the pandemic groovy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about the All Now project.
Well, that was our next project too. That was in Warzone. I had the beat, and Rome was like, "Hey, like we do something," because I had all these songs in Rome before that.
Before, right?
You know, so we was looking for a song that could have been relatable at the time. You know, so I sent it to Jonesy again, and Jonesy came up with the idea, and they came and they cut the demo, and we sent it to Rome, and Rome was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling this. I really like this vibe," and we wanted something to bring back the memories and the vibe of Carnival in a time when we didn't have it now. So we were trying to find very niche things to say in the song. You know, things that people didn't necessarily say before in songs. So I miss going up in VIP without paying VIP price. Everybody knows somebody to get in a party. I miss the complimentary. Everybody does get comps, and everybody does enter the general and then the backstage or in VIP because you know somebody. So them is the kind of things we wanted to mention, that I'm missing the cooler, I'm missing kind of bag of ice. Like just that feeling of going to a cooler fete now. You know, organizing, prepping yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so there was certain things that we tried to capture in that song that gave that nostalgic feeling of Carnival in a time when we didn't have Carnival. So that was the mission, and I think we executed that well. Yeah, that was it.
And if it wasn't for the pandemic, we would have been doing that all now.
Exactly. Oh no.
And that's how it was born.
That's how it was born. Just supposed to be reminiscent of the fact of what we would have been doing if it was a regular year.
So that would have been all now. And then that would have been the first year of the pandemic.
Yeah,
It's
so
a
the
very long pandemic. 2021. 2022, we have no releases from XplicitMevon.
None.
So tell me where your headspace was at that time. We in the second year of the pandemic.
Yeah.
We're not sure what the future looking like.
Yeah.
But you're still grinding.
Yeah. So I made an executive decision not to release any music 2022 because I felt as I was spending to get mix master, artwork, promo videos, the music videos, all these different things. And it wasn't really making back anything for me now. Streams wasn't really up. And we wasn't really sure how long the pandemic was going on for. Because I thought it was going to be a couple months initially. And it turned out to be a year. And then we going into 2 years.
Yeah.
I say, boy, this ain't really making sense for me now, boy.
So you held back.
I held back. Held back releases.
It was-
However, the dog was grinding on the beats and the demos
So,
harder than
You
before.
was right here.
I was right there.
You'd move.
I move.
For days.
Every day I show up to work.
weeks,
Every day I show up. Months.
Months. You're in the lab.
In the lab.
And-
And then when I'm in the lab, I'm in my room playing game.
And you're playing game and you're networking.
And I'm networking. And I'm working.
And you're back here
And I'm back here. That was literally my life
for 2 years.
for 2 years.
So that would have laid the foundation for 2023,
Correct.
which arguably is your most successful year
100%.
in all music.
In all music.
Where do we even begin with 2023, boy? So let me start with the trailer Jam Rhythm.
Right.
TEMPA in the center.
I have a nice story too, you know.
So let me hear about the trailer Jam Rhythm.
So that beat was a beat I just, as I said, every day I'm making beats. When I send artists or writers beats, it's be 20 at a time. I would have sent that beat in the batch of beats I would have sent to everybody. And everybody had just kind of skipped through it. Nobody was really taking it on. And then big up Dion, Star Dion, right, who managing Lava now. He was the one who heard the beat and was like, yeah, boy, I feel like we do our project together. Right? He was like, let me do it, and we do it together, and we split it wherever. And I was like, okay, cool. Because to me, that was a garbage beat. That was a beat nobody was feeling.
Yeah.
So to me, if you like it and you want to invest in it, I was like, well, hey, why not? So at the point in time, Lava was just writing and trying to get into the soca thing. Right? So we would have linked in studio and Lava would have wrote all the songs on Jam Rhythm. All.
Including the temper.
Temper, Trinidad Killer, the Dev,
Lava.
and the Lava.
She write all-
And the Father Fox.
So she sit down and write all the songs.
We all wrote the songs together.
And
Because Lava and Dion would have vibe home, and then we would have come in studio, and we would have tweak, and put on the demos for all of them.
and it was like, all right, this is for temper, this is for killer, this is for
Correct.
written tailored to the artist.
Correct.
And the rhythm going.
The rhythm good. As I said, it was a risky rhythm because for me, Temper was kind of doing a thing on social media, and the zest thing was now kind of real popular now, right? So we put Temper on it, and then, well, as I said, all of this was responsible. Well, Dion was responsible for linking those artists because
Yeah.
I didn't really have a relationship with that world, that zest world at all.
Yeah.
And then Dion and Lava had that connection. So they kind of brought them on board.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, yeah, because I like the taking the risk. It was putting zest artists and mixing it with the soca artists, kind of like what the Big Links is now, you know? But it was a darker mood. It was more juvie and grimy and that kind of energy now, you know? So I was up for it because to me, it had nothing to lose. I had nothing to lose in doing it. I did, honestly and truly, I did not think that rhythm was going to be big because so much people just pass on it. I was just like, yeah, let's put it out. I had nothing to lose. And that ended up being arguably probably one of the biggest rhythms, if not the biggest rhythm of 2023.
And it came out early too, I
And
remember.
it came out like November.
And it bounced the whole
season.
way to the end.
So much of that rhythm is still play.
No, I thought a place still.
Yeah,
man.
that rhythm is knock. That rhythm is knock. Big up Journey Mix and Master too.
So you would have done a lot of work in the downtime of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because your list of releases in 2023 and 2024 is extensive.
Correct.
Right? So you would have done songs with lyrical. Nadia. Thermostat with lyrical. Endurance with Nadia.
Yeah.
You would have done Die Mood
Diamond with Nessa.
with
bro.
Nessa. Die Mood.
Yeah.
Big up Nessa and the team.
Na-
Anywhere you stand.
Lava wrote that song.
Lava, right? Die Mood too?
Yeah.
Wow, we need to get Lava
So
on
as
the
I,
show,
said,
boy.
as I said, like in that time, when I send men beats, I would have sent them a whole set. And Die Mood is one of the beats that they identified. Heavy Rollers Rhythm that released for this year now was a beat that I had held back since then too. So they was writing on Trailer Jam and Heavy Rollers.
And Heavy Rollers would have just come out later on.
Lava write the songs on Heavy Rollers too. She write the Patrice, she write the Lava, she write the Ding Dong.
She write all the songs on 2 of them rhythms.
Correct.
So she have writer credits in 7 of them.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Big up Keisha Harris.
Big up Miss Harris. You have the ever blessed, beautiful, talented.
She can't tell, so you want to do a song with you?
Wow, see that's it. Yeah.
By name, eh?
Stocks going up too.
Yeah,
Boy, I might even get the interview for Culture, boy. Come on the show, Gil. Big up Lava. So, Trailer Jam into all those other hits. But the icing on the cake, the 2 cherries on the top of the cake would have been
Power Soakers.
Like Yourself
And Come On.
and Come Home. Let me start with Like Yourself. Give me a little insight with Like Yourself.
So like yourself, remember I was telling us send Warren and Patrice as 20 bits. Warren was actually here in studio during the pandemic. And I would have played Like Yourself beat for him. And he fell in love with it instantly. And he's like, dog, send me that. I'm going to send Corey and them. And I want to lie to you, but in a couple of days, we had the whole demo for Like Yourself done. Corey and them vibe it. It was like, dog, why this beat so bad? It was like, dog,
Everybody
this
fall
beat-
in love with the beat.
Yeah, the beat was so different. And they loved it from jump. And they sent the entire song for Like Yourself. This was 2020. First lockdown, 2020.
5 years ago.
There's when they had 5 people gathering and all them kind of things. Me and Warren alone mask up in the studio. 5 bit. And he say, I sending this stuff full blown and I'm looking for something for Patsy. I was like, cool. I sent it to them. I was just experimenting and hey, me alone, trying different things, whatever. I sent it to them. Cool. Like Yourself, them will come back. He say, all right, this song real bad, but it can't release in the pandemic. So we hold this back 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. All the gates.
So you sit with that song for 3 years.
Correct.
And so the version that we heard in 2023 was recorded in 2020.
Yeah, the song was actually, the beat was built in 2020 and the demo was recorded in 2020. And we sat with that song until 2022 and that is when we started to record for 2023 Carnival, right? And then Machel came on board because of Full Blown. Full Blown would have sent it to Boy and he was interested in it. And he was the one following up and saying, yo, what is the update on this song? We doing it? We not doing it?
Bad.
He was like, well, we doing it? We not doing it? Whatever. And I guess Patrice and them had to talk to Machel, the business, all these different things. And once we got that out of the way, they both agreed to do it. We went to buy Full Blown, record the song, and the rest was history. The song was recorded in December. And within 3 weeks or 2 weeks, the song was out. Music video, artwork, everything.
Like
This
Yourself,
in January.
Like Yourself is one of them songs you hear the first time and you just... I was blown away the first time I heard it. I said, yeah, this going on bunks on the road. It's going to be a problem. Was that the general consensus with everybody?
Yeah, because everybody I sent that beat to, they loved it from jump, and I knew it was something special for sure. Even before I sent it to anybody, I within myself I felt like that beat was different. Because I was doing a lot of experimenting by myself in the pandemic. So I was just trying to mix and match and the groovy thing and the R&B influence and these different things. I was trying to blend power soca with R&B and ballads and soca and all these different things. That's how it would come with, like yourself, big.
So now, the last cherry on the top of 2023, arguably the biggest cherry, Come Home. That is, I was in the top 10 on the Scotch list.
Yeah.
One of the greatest soca songs of all time, one of the greatest collabs of all time. Nailah, Blackman, and Skinny Fabulous. Come Home, produced by Explicit Boy.
Yeah. Produced by me, Kyle, Kit.
So tell me about the production process.
That was our Warzone collaboration.
That come out of the war
That
zone.
come out of the Warzone golf course.
So where does it begin? Like,
So-
give me the process.
You can't put 4 producers in our chat and not expect us to talk about music. Right? So Kit had the chords and he sent it to me and he's like, let's do a power soca for Fayan. So Come Home Beats was an idea Kit had in his mind to do a song for Fayan.
Okay.
Right?
And and continue.
So that was the direction that Kit put in my mind. So he sent the chords, real poppy, real nice, real cute. And I was like, Fayan is not a, so I'm rough it up. Add some iron and all that kind of energy. I send him back the percussions and some of the drums and some of the music and thing. So he come up with these real cute melodies. Right? And I was telling kids in a chat, I was like, yo, let's make a song to make people cry the next time we have carnival. I was like, when people hear this, it's just supposed to feel so emotional now. And I named the beat Won't Cry because Kit said in his mumble demo, can't promise I won't cry the next time I touch the stage in the melodies. And I named the beat Won't Cry. And that was when we kind of went down that emotional road. So we had these mumble things that wasn't really making sense. And we sent it to Kyle because it's like, let Kyle add the drums and see if he could take it to the next level. So we sent it to Kyle. So Kyle with a real beef up the drums and add 1 or 2 risers and all these different things from what it is. Kit would start the chords, I would add the percussion and some of the music, and Kyle would already take it and add the fancy stuff. So Kyle was working with Jeff was because they did Stage Gone Bad for 2020.
Right.
So they have a close relationship, right?
Right. Big up Jeff.
Big up Jeff was big writer. Right? So Jeff was heard the demo and what Kyle would have done to it. And he was like, send me this. Because Jeff was had the final beat.
Right.
Right? And he took Kit's melodies and some of the lyrics and really turned it in and made sense into where Come Home is now. Because a lot of what Kit had, it was just melodies and gibberish. You know?
Demo.
So the song that is Come Home now, the story, Jeff was would have a huge part to play in that song to where it is now. Anyway, this is 2021, 2022, all this happening, right?
Right.
So anyways, now, we have the demo done. So the team is now me, Kit, Kyle, and Jeffers. All of us involved in this project.
Right.
Right? Through the internet. Nobody go mind anybody because you're on lockdown.
Right.
Right? So we have this song here. And we would have said, you know what? We going for the top. We aiming for the top. When Carnival come back, we aiming for Machel and Destra collaboration. Mind you, this was the taste had to open back up like summertime 2022. And they were like the Bacchanal Road. And everybody did a carnival version of this. of their fets in the summertime, right? So we will be get excited now. It's like, boy, let me drop this song now.
The place open.
The place open up. Let me drop this song while up the place early. So we sent it to Machel and Destra. Machel was like, he liked the song, but he find it was a little too Yankee for him now. He wasn't sure it would have worked for him. And Destra liked the song too, but she wasn't a fan of the timing. Kobe was thirsty now. We was like, dog, the place open up, we started to get festive, it's having fets, having party, back on our road, back. Ready to go now.
Ready to go now.
And we thirsty. Everybody thirsty to release the song. And everybody's like, dog, oh, they calm on themselves. There's not the time for this. You know? So when we get in now, or the not now answer from Machel and Destra, we send it to Patrice. They say, nah, this song, and we try Patrice and Kes. It's like, nah, this song kind of dated, boy, kind of Norway style and thing. Send it to Lyro. So the same thing, feel kind of dated. So we try all different combinations now. Try Machel and Destra. We try Patrice and Kes, Patrice and Lyro. And then, well, Fayan first. Remember that Fayan's initially. Fayan first. Machel, Destra. Patrice Kes, Patrice Lyrical, and everybody was kind of like,
all the big dogs.
everybody was kind of turning it down for many different reasons. And then we was working on a song for Nailah called Something in the Water. Right, we did that song with Kyle and Kit, right? And we went by Anson, and we was recording the song there, and we ended up playing the demo for Come Home. And Nailah and Anson heard it once, and they fell in love with it from jump, right? So it was Nailah alone. The song was just a Nailah. Yeah, it was just a Nailah song. So Nailah sang the song, and I felt like everybody knew that Nailah wasn't really known for being a power soca artist, and her vibe didn't really bring the aggression that it needed now to give the bacchanal
Another
element. So we try, as I said, the Lyro. Try Lyro. It was like, nah, before he didn't really like it. I think they tried the Kes because Nailah and Kes had worked out.
Right.
And Kes didn't really like it. So the options was limited at that point in time. And Anson would have sent it to Skinny, and Skinny was an instant yes. So in our mind, you have to understand power soca, Nailah and Skinny, it's not really making much sense, you know. But it might work, you know, because it never been done before. It's a very weird collaboration at the point in time, and nobody expected Nailah to jump out in a power soca song. But anyway, when Skinny sent the vocal, the song elevates, right? We was like, way boy, this bad, you know.
That was the combination.
However, nobody felt it was going to be that bad. We felt like it was a good song, a good record.
It
would be in the rotation. Nobody, including myself, thought that that song was going to be as big as it is now.
Capture the hearts of the people.
Doug. And remember, the first conversation I had with Kit, I was like, bro, we need a song to make people cry on the stage. I cry on the stage. Me. I should have taken my own song because you know why? I play mass for real years, dog. And I jump up to real men song. You know what it is to jump up to your own song and see people singing your song? Thousands. Bro, that was a moment for me, dog. I wasn't even going to play mass. And I play mass that year.
That was the moment for you.
That was the moment for me, boy.
Come back
home to me. It's one of those things, though. Nobody felt like if that was going to be the song.
Balling on the stage.
I'm balling. And my shades wet inside.
White towel on your head. You're holding your head,
Yeah,
boy.
my hat forward. What you see?
Pressure, boy.
Yes, my face pink.
All right, so coming off of the heels of an amazing 2023, we going into 2024 now. The pandemic is behind us.
Yeah.
Please God. And we are going into 2024 now. Mevon on a high right now.
On a high. Sure.
You feeling yourself?
I feel myself.
Yeah,
I like it
You're
myself.
liking yourself. You're liking yourself. And you're going into 2024. You had some bangers in 2024. We had Voice and Patrice with Carnival Day.
Yeah.
We had Bungie
Today. Yeah.
Yeah, plenty days, man.
Boy.
You know,
Carnival Day, today, TTV, TTV.
Day, TTV.
Yeah.
And then we also had a song called Anxiety by Patrice Roberts. And before I hand it over to you,
Yeah.
the day Anxiety dropped, I remember I pick up the phone and I call you and I say, yo, my brother, this song means a lot to me
Yeah.
because I was going through a lot of anxiety at the time where I was dealing with my interpretation of anxiety. Everybody deals with anxiety different, and it touched me. And I was like, whoa, this is a serious song because it's a serious topic in what is known as a playful genre.
Correct.
So tell me about the backstory behind anxiety and how that rhythm and song came about.
Well, Anxiety was first of all is a collaboration between Mill Beats, Kit, myself, and Kyle Peters. Kyle Peters did the guitars and stuff on it. So before Kyle was introduced to it, we had a session. Kit and I went by Mill Beats. Once again with Warren and the team. And we was just vibing beats. We went to play beats for Patsy. And we was playing the beats, and Patsy just came back from touring Grenada and that kind of stuff. So she's kind of tired. It was late in the night. And she wasn't really feeling none of the beats was playing. And I was playing beats, Kid play beats, I play beats, Mill Beats play beats. And then Mill Beats had this loop on Splice. And he played it, and it was the chords for what we know for anxiety now. Dun, dun, dun. And the whole mood in the room changed. And in between, before that happened, Patsy mood was real down.
Somber.
Yeah, she wasn't really feeling it now, but like, you kind of tell that she wasn't really in the mood.
Yeah.
And we was just talking, studio talk and thing. And she just started to open up about she kind of depressed these days, and she just tired, and she dealing with anxiety personally and all these different things now. And some of the lyrics in the song is things that she would have mentioned to us, you know, and we decided to incorporate it in the song now. So prior to Melbeats playing the chords, the conversation was us talking about anxiety and personal life and dealing with stress and all these different things now. All of us was just having this kind of heart-to-heart conversation in the studio. So Patsy was opening up to us about her struggles, and we was kind of bouncing our experiences, because I myself was going through anxiety and thing too, you know. So I was telling her about my experiences and how I was dealing with it and some of my symptoms and thing. And we was kind of connecting on that level now, on a real personal, deeper level of nobody's really talk about these things, mental health in the Caribbean, or in soca. Nobody's really addressed mental health issues in soca, because soca is a predominantly happy, joyful, festive genre. So to talk about mental health and sadness, depression, anxiety in a happy genre is kind of weird now. So when the beat came on, the mood kind of set. Everybody was like, wow, where's this boy? And coming off of the heels of us having this conversation in the studio, Kit was like, let's put on the mic. And Kit and Patrice went in the studio. And Kit was just humming melodies. And Patty was humming melodies. And the things that we were mentioning in the conversation, Kit was trying to incorporate it in the melodies one time now. So we came up at a lot of the song one time. Mind you, before that beat, the chords came on, Patty was waiting on our driver to leave. because it was late. She just wasn't on the session. She wasn't feeling any beats.
The session was coming time.
Yes, commenter, and she was just waiting on the driver to come and pick her up. And we was just kind of waiting until the driver came. And mind you, when pouring up them chords, my girl vibe changed. She in the booth singing and harmonizing with Kit. And it's almost like the song was literally her therapy. And that's where all of these lyrics came about now. Because of that moment in the studio, that piece of magic that happened, totally transformed her somber mood to willingness. And it almost felt therapeutic for her because she was singing, but it was coming from a real place now. It was coming from a place of I letting go of these stresses, and she really expressed her true deep emotions on the song. And everybody in the room was just like, wait, was contributing to the lyrics and the melodies. And it just, from there, we had the framework for anxiety. So we had a few sessions after to really tighten up the lyrics, beef up the production. That's when we invited Kyle to be a part of it. And that is how anxiety was born, through real heart-to-heart conversations with Patrice and us. So when it is you call and told me the song speaks to me, I was like, dog, because this came from a real place. This is not a gimmick.
Yeah.
We didn't put this on or tailor make this song for road march or anything like that. This is a song that Patsy needed now. And it's just so ironic that after the song came out, a week after, Drew died. So rest in peace to Drew. But the song had so much real energy behind it, bro. It was it's so ironic that happened after, dog.
Definitely rest in peace to Drew.
Yeah.
And that timing was a crazy time.
It was, yeah. It
was
was definitely very strange.
So, also in 2024, arguably one of the biggest rhythms for the year, one of my favorite rhythms, the Majesty Riddim.
Yeah.
With two big artists, two big songs, Nadia and Kerwin. So tell me how that Majesty Riddim came about.
Right, so that was a collaboration with Stems Productions and myself. We would have been working on the music throughout the year, and he would have sent me the chords and I would have did over some of the drums and the music. So we had the instrumental there, and I would have sent it to Nadia. Nadia would have sent back the demo for every time.
One time.
I wouldn't even call it a demo.
Nadia don't feel it.
Because everything you hear in it every time now is exactly what she sent.
Now they giving anything the tune one time.
I could send me back the full song in a document on WhatsApp. So it was ready to go. And I heard it and I was like, are you sure, right?
You didn't like it, right?
I didn't like it at all.
Every time I take a drink,
I had one or two changes and suggestions, and they wasn't really on it now. And I was like, wait, boy, this song, it's cool, but I ain't love it now.
You didn't love it.
I love it. And I say, it just kind of get pushed to the back burner. And fast forward, we sent it to Kerwin, and Kerwin ended up sending his song. And I had really liked the Kerwin. And I felt like, you know what? We have the Nadia song there already. If we're going to release the Kerwin, let's do a two-man rhythm. I talked to Stems and he's like, yeah, let me go with that. But we needed a name. So I was like, nah, there's the Queen and Kerwin is the King. Let me go with that. The Majesty, we can't go Kingdom or nothing like that. Let me go. And it had a reggae majestic rhythm. So I was like, let me just call it the Majesty Riddim. Hence the artwork is two of them in cartoon, King, that kind of vibes. So that's how we kind of went with the King and the Queen and the cards, and that's the thought process behind the marketing for that. So anyway, I reached back out to Iko and I say, Iko, I feel going with this song, boy. I'm just so. I say, yeah, I say, cool on it now, and I want to make it a two-man rhythm. So he's like, wait, all right, cool. Let's go back and add some backgrounds or whatever, and now send the vocals. So he send me it. Well, them time, I still don't really believe it. I say, that's cool now. That's going to be a release for me. You know, so I play it out, what, almost instantly again. And after that, I kind of realized I have horrible taste in songs.
You think God?
Yeah.
You think God up the road?
Anytime I hate my own song, it gonna be a hit.
You think going up the road?
Me think going up the road,
On the
run.
radio, yeah.
And His Majesty.
Every day.
You going in fat, yeah, in it.
Sorry,
Everywhere.
Going.
Yeah.
So, producers at home, just want to let all you know, y'all not always right.
We not always right.
You could be wrong.
It could be wrong.
Mevon has be wrong.
As be wrong way at times.
Mevon has be wrong.
Sheila
right
Jam,
through.
wrong. Majesty, wrong.
Big hits.
Wrong.
And he's saying, you sure, boy?
Are you sure,
Are
boy?
you sure, boy?
Are you sure?
Come now, man. You don't know what's going on there.
But sometimes you have to be mature enough to say, even though it's not about me now. Because I could have been kind of stubborn and be like, you know what, I don't like it, I ain't paying it out. And you know what, I realized everybody else like it, and I was like, you know what, it's not about me, let's put it out regardless. And thank God I did, because look at where the Majesty Riddim is.
Facts. I tell you, that's one of my. I want to see your family, your wine low. Low. Big rhythm. Big up Cohen, big up Nadia. And that will bring us into 2025 right now. Boy, since the pandemic, you've been cooking, dog. Like, tune like rain coming out. So, coming out of the pandemic, coming out of 2024 into 2025, you would have had the heavy rollers rhythm that would have come from before.
Big up Lady Lava.
Big up Lava.
We write everything. Big up Dion too.
Writer boss. Big up Dion anywhere you stand, Millionaire Bridge.
Yeah.
And 2025 now, you have already released a slew of songs. You have the heavy rollers rhythm out, and you have
Pretty Blaze Fire.
Pretty Blaze Fire. Big up my brother Chris.
Yeah, big up Chris Fields.
Big writer
Big up
out
Fitz.
there. Big up Pretty anywhere you stand as well. The Juvie.
Yeah.
Tell me about the decision to cuss in that song, because that has been very taboo.
Yeah.
Some people love it. Yeah. Expression.
Yeah.
We need that in the soca. Some people, no, keep it pure.
Yeah.
I want it to be clean. Soca never needed that.
I think it depends on the song. Because when I come from hip hop, so cussing, XplicitMevon, you know. So I come from that now, boy. So expression should not be limited. However, I feel like there's a time and place to express yourself. Right? So the kind of song Blaze Fire is, I felt like it didn't feel out of place.
Yeah, what better setting?
Yeah, you know,
Kinda grungy.
It's dark, the
Juvenile.
visuals, the song, the topic, the mood, even the placement of where he curse is so perfect now. It's not like an out of time and like where that come from now.
So you are pro expression.
Time and place.
Time and place.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Yeah, like you can't just say, well, we jumping up in the air. It's not you can curse on this.
Yeah, we go be
You know?
we go be
Yeah, like it should feel right. It should feel organic now.
Yeah.
You know, so
Put your hands in the air. You know, man, I say pay on in the air, boy.
yeah. You know, so it's
Time
all
and
about
place.
time and place. I'm all for that.
Time and place.
Yeah.
All right. So, big up Pretty, big up Chris, big up the whole team. One of my favorite songs for 2025, which I didn't even know you did, the Freetown,
Take me home.
Take Me Home.
Yeah.
How did that one come about? I find the songs that you're doing so contrasting,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
It shows diversity in your production, and they're just all over the place.
Yeah.
So tell me about
Take Me Home.
So tell me about Take Me Home.
Right. So Take Me Home is another collaboration with Kit. We do a lot of work together, and Kit actually had this session with Freetown, and he's like, bro, I have this session with Freetown. I'm not sure the direction. Come through, let me just work on this with them now. And I was like, sure. You know, so we went into that session not knowing what to sing, what to create, and just have a conversation. Because we realized that a lot of great songs come from having the right conversations now. Just like anxiety. The conversation led to where the song became now.
Right.
You know, so
And genuine.
and it was genuine. It came from a real place. The same thing with the Freetown. So we went into there and their mood is much lighter. You know, so we went into there. We didn't want to try to be too left. We wanted to find a song and a sound that feels Freetown, but also feels like Mevon and Kit too. We didn't want it to just be another Freetown song
Right.
or another Mevon and Kit song. We
Right.
wanted it to feel like a nice blend of three worlds, and I feel like we definitely got that. So when we were in there, and we started playing the guitars and we just going through different riffs and things, and we was talking about what kind of song we need now. So when it is we were going through the chords, Kit start building the beat one time and coming up with drum patterns and thing, and we adding thing and we started building music and Louis strumming the guitar and coming up with the chords and thing, and me and Mohammed kind of writing the song and coming up with melodies all at once. It was a real magical moment because
Because it really happened like that.
dog, everything happened in that one session. We had multiple sessions, but
Right.
the framework of the song came from that. We had no idea what we was getting ourselves into. We just went into there with a pure heart and an open mind, and that's what we came up with. And we just vibe the song, and Mohammed was humming his melodies, and I was like, yo, this song is like this. And some of the gibberish actually say words now. And I was like, this song is like, take me home. And I was like, the DNA had no place like home. So I was like, let's not go there. I was like, let's talk about Trinidad in a real positive way, but in a more poetic way now, because them fellas is poets, dog.
Right.
You understand? So
Facts.
the writing, I was like, let's write this song from a poetic standpoint, but it should be deeply rooted in culture and nostalgia. Now. People should listen to the lyrics and be like, wait, I'm missing home. But in a poetic way now, because I wanted to feel like a Freetown song. And then I was like, okay, we can't just be too poetic. We need a little jump and wave. And that is the ride it, and it was in the ride it. It have a little jump and a little vibe in it now. So I was like,
A little breakdown.
it's a little breakdown.
Yeah.
A little vibes at the end to dance too. So that is how that song came about. We went into it, as I said, with an open mind and a pure heart. And I felt like everybody on board definitely loved the product and the vision. And Take Me Home is it is now.
Nice, man. Nice. I really like that. That's a sweet song.
Yeah.
We are here 2025. We're talking about Machel, Montano, Pardy. Now, I would know a lot of work behind the scenes went into this song. So tell me, how did this Pardy project come about?
Right. So Pardy started, well, I had the beat and I would have sent it to Andrew Jeffers, the writer of the song. Right. I sent him the beat and he loved the beat and he came up with the idea for Pardy. However,
Jeffers, who wrote Come Home.
yeah,
Right.
Stadium, Stage Gone Bad, he write Real Monsters.
Right.
So he sent back the first version of Pardy. And once again, Mevon, being the poor judge that he is in songs, said, nope, this ain't it.
You don't like nothing, but
I don't like
he's a
nothing.
hater.
Why is a hater? For my own songs, For my own songs. I was like, Jeffers, this is not it. No way, Ozzy. This can't be it. And I was like, let me go back to the drawing board on this. But however, Jeffers was very adamant and he was like, I trust me, send me the stems. Because I feel like you're just in a little tweaking and we might have something. I was real hesitant to send the stems because I was like, dog, why you need my stems to write a song?
yeah, you know, all they do like to send
Yeah.
the stems. And
He said, I go with my Kyle, but me and Kyle good. So I was like, you know what? I trust all you, man. Kyle is my boy, he is my boy. I go bounce the stems and send it to you. Bam, I send the stems to Kyle. 2 days later, my computer crash. Lost everything. Every single thing I lost.
so
2 days later.
at least his stems was something
Yeah.
else.
Jeffers make me bounce the stems for the song. So they
lost
put
that one, boy.
I nearly lost that song. There would have been no party if Jeffers didn't make me. No, I'll take some credit. Because I tell him no, he went back to the drawing board. And he wanted his stems to rearrange the song.
So thankfully,
I braced him first.
you send me stems
And I sent his stems to Kyle
before you lost.
before I lost everything. And I saved it in my Dropbox. So I thank the Lord. So I sent it to Kyle. And they come back with a different arrangement for the song.
Mm.
And I said, this feeling more like it. Because there were a lot of things that was in it that didn't really feel like it necessarily needed to be in the song. Now.
Right.
The arrangement was off. All these different things. I was like, nah, boy, this is not it, boy. Because I really love the beat. And I was like, I was expecting something grand, something epic. And I feel like the way it was presented the first time wasn't it. So when they did the changes, Kyle would have taken the beat, rearranged some of the music, and then he would have added some additional production as well too. And I felt like, wait, boy, they really kind of have a climax and a build now.
Right.
So this is similar to the version that Pardy is now.
Right.
You know? When he sent it back, I was like, I have one more suggestion. I was like, you see that long intro on the top? Let me stop there. You see that chant? We work so hard every week. We deserve a party. I was like, dog, let me start with that one time.
Put at the top.
As I put that in one time, so when it comes back around the first time, it done familiar in people's head.
Mm.
And it's like, that's not a bad idea, you know. So I was like, let Kyle make that change in my quick now. Because remember, at that point in time, I had no computer. I was dumb. So I coordinated on WhatsApp. I was like, Kyle, put the chord on top and then start the verse now. And then let me get back into the chorus as soon as possible. And then I was like, wait, but that By Chuck song, I'm like, boy. I was like, if Machel will take this, we might have to scrap that part, you know. Because it's only Machel could sing that By the Chuck.
So so you send it to Machel?
I ain't send it to Machel. I be talking, be deliberating, be saying, all right,
Right.
cool. He's like, yo, send it to Machel. I was like, this song is like a Machel song now. In the state that it's in now, it feels like a Machel song. Before, it just felt like a song, but now it feels like a Machel song. And I was like, I was in discussions with Machel, sending them other demos and things too. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna send it to him. And he's like, yeah. I like, send me the last version, the new edit that I wanted, and I'll send it to him. My new disc could have been when Machel was doing his 40th thing in Barclays or whatever, right?
Right.
So I sent it to him. He said, all right, I will vibe it. About a week or two after, he called me. Say, boy, Pardy boy. He said, put on ice. We'll touch that when I come back. I said, Jeffers, boy, like he on it, but he said, put it on ice. You don't wait still. He said, don't send that to nobody else. He said, put that on ice. When I come back, we go deal with it.
And that was it.
Yeah, because he make me send it to Corey and them too, to FBA.
Yeah.
Because he liked the beat.
Yeah.
I sent him the beat before I sent Jeffers. And I sent him the beat and Corey and them, they had like it, but they didn't come up with anything now. So when boy played for Corey and them, they was like, yeah, boy, this good. We don't need to touch this.
This and that.
This
Yeah.
good as is. And he called and was like, we done. I played for Corey and them and they like it, so we good with this. Put it on ice. When I come back, activation. And here we are now, Pardy.
And we in the party.
We in the party. We work so hard. We deserve a party.
So tell me about the inspiration behind the kind of storyline of the song now.
Yeah.
What we deserve a party.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What is
Yeah,
it
so-
trying to portray?
Yeah, it's a classic message of all work and no play make Jack a old boy, adult boy. You know, it is really to say we work real hard as a people and you need to celebrate the wins. You need to celebrate small wins too. Like a lot of people work and take vacation like 5 years into working hard.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we could celebrate at the end of the week. We could celebrate small wins because tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's one of those messages where it's like, work hard but play harder. But not just work hard, play harder because you could. Work hard because you deserve it now. And that word deserve is like a key part of it, because it's like, it's not just you're going to work and they collecting a pay and they go and spending money on alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
It really signifies hard work.
Yeah.
And Machel just finished his degree
Yeah.
in carnival studies and he took a year off.
Right.
That is dedication. To take a year off from the thing that made you so that you could focus on studies.
Yeah.
Machel, of all people,
Yeah.
deserves a party.
Come on.
Come
After
on.
last school work.
After all that schoolwork.
We deserve a party.
And it's one of those things, right? From since small dread. After Christmas, it's a Christmas class party.
Mm.
After when July, August.
Yeah.
It's class party. It's
Come on,
pizza,
pizza.
popcorn, and soft drink.
Come
Cheese
on.
paste sandwich with coloring.
See, Jane.
See drink. So from since small, that message of working hard and celebrating is ingrained in us as Trinbagonians now.
Everybody could rest.
Primary school, when you're working, end of year function, we now come off from Christmas, it's real corporate functions, real Christmas party. You understand what I'm saying? That is an underlying message that has been ingrained in us as Trinbagonians from primary school up to now. We deserve it. We deserve it, Fingal.
We deserve it. So, my brother, all the best for Carnival 2025.
Yes, sir.
By the time this come out, the song will be out. We'll see how the world takes the party. Any last words you wanna, any advice you wanna give to upcoming producers or musicians trying to get into the industry, to get into the soca?
To me, I could only speak on my
Journey.
experiences, and one of the key things I learned was learn the business, learn the environment, network, and definitely put in your hours. Because just like Pardy says, is that you have to put in your hours. You have to work hard, and then you would slowly reap the rewards, and you could party after. But you have to put in the work, Jed, and you have to learn the industry. If it is you want to do zest or dancehall or Trinidad or R&B or hip hop, learn the politics, learn the business, learn the key players, learn the business model, because every single one of those genres there operate differently. So you have to learn where it is you want to operate now. You know, so learn that, put in the hours, and network,
And then you can party.
and then you could party after.
Mevon, explicit
Yeah.
Mevon.
Big up.
Thank you for being part of the show.
Anytime.
Heat Seekers. We're looking for the heat. We're trying to find who makes the hottest tunes, not just in soca, but in all industries. Heat Seekers, there was a vibe. XplicitMevon.
Oh,
We outside.